Well, in Unit 47 today, we're going to fix that. We are mastering the vocabulary of your daily life, giving you the precise linguistic tools to describe exactly what you do day in and day out.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 1. Your morning routine, 2. The daily commutes, 3. Chores and free time, 4. Asking everyday questions, and finally, 5. Mastering the tricky difference between make and do. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Your morning routine. We're starting at the very beginning of the day.
Right, so look at the chronological flow here. Step 1 is wake up. You know, that exact moment you just open your eyes and realize you aren't asleep anymore. But step 2, get up, well, that requires actual physical action, dragging yourself out of bed and getting on your feet. Like you might literally wake up at 7 a.m., but not actually get up until 7:15 after hitting snooze 3 times, right? Then step 3, you go to the bathroom and have a shower. And finally, step 4, have breakfast. Notice how we rely so heavily on the verb have for these daily experiences rather than eat or make? Using these precise verb pairings is exactly what makes your English sound incredibly natural.
All right, so you're showered, you've had your breakfast, and now it's time to step out the front door. Let's transition into Section 2, the daily commute.
When we talk about our commute, the verb we choose is directly tied to our mode of transport. If you're standing on the street waving your hand, you take a taxi. If you're zooming around on 2 wheels, you ride a motorbike. For larger public transit vehicles, you take the train or you take the bus. Actually visualizing the action alongside the vehicle itself is a fantastic way to lock these phrases right into your memory.
You essentially have 2 different grammatical routes when explaining how you commute. On the left, the easy way. You can just use the preposition by. I go by car, by train, or by bus. It's clean, it's simple. But if you want to be a bit more dynamic and use an action verb, look over to the right. You don't just say I go. Use specific verbs. You take a taxi, ride a bicycle, drive a car, or if you're just using your own 2 feet, you simply walk. The absolute golden rule here, don't mix the 2 sides. You either drive a car or you go by car. Never both.
Okay, let's fast forward through your busy workday. You've just commuted back home, and Section 3 begins, chores and free time.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it highlights that classic evening battle between responsibilities and relaxation. Over on the left, we've got our household chores, the stuff that takes real effort. We clean the house, wash clothes, and make dinner. But once the hard work is out of the way, we finally get to the right side, leisure activities, your free time. After making dinner, maybe you watch TV, listen to the radio, go for a walk, or write emails to friends. A perfect evening pretty much just means surviving a dreaded phrase on the left so you can earn a well-deserved phrase on the right.
Up to this point, we've really focused on describing our own routines. Now let's flip the script for Section 4, asking everyday questions, so we can learn about someone else's day.
Here are the exact conversational formulas you're going to need. The question stems on the left directly lock in with the types of answers on the right. Trying to figure out frequency? Ask, how often do you? Which triggers an answer like 3 times a week. For specific schedules, you ask, what time do you, to get a response like, at 7 o'clock normally. And if you want to know their method of travel, just like we learned earlier, ask, how do you go to work, which pairs perfectly with, usually by bus. Seriously, memorizing these specific pairings creates instant, flowing conversations. When answering that how often question, there's a really crucial pattern you've got to remember. Check this out. Once a week, twice a day, 3 times a year. Notice the magic word hiding in there? We're using the article a. We don't say once in the week or twice per day in standard everyday chat. The absolute most natural, native-sounding way to express frequency is to use the number of times, followed directly by the article a and then the time period. Once a week, 4 times a month. That tiny little a is literally the secret to sounding completely fluent when you're talking about your routine. And that brings us to our final stop, Section 5, Mastering Make and Do. Building on what we've seen in previous units, let's troubleshoot these 2 verbs that constantly trip people up. Let's tackle make first. Make a mistake, make an appointment, make a mess. So the crucial point is this. Make almost always implies the feeling of creating something from scratch. You're producing something that wasn't there before. Think about it. Before you dropped that flour on the kitchen floor, there was no mess, right? You created it, so you make a mess. You use your vocal cords to create a noise. Even with make your bed, you are physically assembling the blankets and pillows to create a tidy sleeping space. When you think of make, think of creation.
Now, contrast that with do. Do homework, do an exam, do the washing. Do is not about creating something new. It's just about completing an existing task, activity, or obligation. Your homework already exists. Your teacher literally gave it to you. You just have to complete the task. And this is exactly why it is absolutely incorrect to say make homework or make the washing. You aren't inventing dirty clothes from scratch, you're just washing them. Keep this simple rule in your back pocket. Make equals create, do equals complete.
Well, we've covered a ton of ground today in this explainer, from the second you wake up to the chores you knock out at night and exactly how to talk all of it seamlessly. So, I want to leave you with a quick challenge. How often do you make your bed and what time do you go to work? Try to answer that in your head right now using the precise grammar and vocabulary we just explored. Do you do it once a day? Do you go to work by bus? Mastering these everyday things is the true foundation of fluency. Thanks so much for joining me today, and hey, I challenge you to narrate your own routine tomorrow morning.